Hey guys, so today I'm reviewing One of Them Days starring Keke Palmer and SZA and by Issa Rae. Now this movie is actually really good. I didn't know what to expect from it at first. I seen the trailers and I thought it was gonna be, a typical corny movie and predictable. It was a little predictable, but it wasn't really that corny. This movie was actually very funny and very entertaining. So basically it's about Drew, who's played by Keke Palmer. She's a waiter at a diner and she lives with her roommate Alyssa, who's played by SZA, and Alyssa's an up and coming painter and artist. So they also live with Alyssa's boyfriend Keyshawn, who doesn't pay rent and basically is a freeloader. So basically, Alyssa gives Keyshawn the rent money to pay, and the landlord comes knocking at the door and asking for the rent money. And Drew's like, Alyssa already paid it. He's like, Alyssa did not pay me. So when she confronts Alyssa about it, she's like, oh, I gave it to Keyshawn. And then they end up looking for Keyshawn. Keyshawn dips out on them. So basically, they find Keyshawn his side chick's named Bernice's house. And basically, Keyshawn said he spent the money on a clothing line. So then basically, they break into, Bernice's house. Bernice catches them. Bernice chases them out, gets hit by a car on the way. So basically, Bernice is looking for them. So then basically they're basically going around town trying to find out how to get $1,000 by the end of the day, or they're gonna get put out. So basically, they do a lot of things. They try to go to this loan company. They get rejected because their credit score was too low. They try to donate blood. They donate too much blood, and then they spilled everywhere, so they didn't get no money from that. Then they find these Jordans hanging around, and then they end up getting electrocuted by the ambulance, and then getting the ambulance truck, and him run out the ambulance because the ambulance was too much. And then they end up finding out that the shoes that they got were from this drug lord named King Lolo, I think. Yeah, it was King Lolo, and he kills people. He basically said, you better have $5,000 by 10 o'clock or y'all both dead. So now, not only are they having to pay their rent, but they also gotta get the money. And mind you, I forgot to let y'all know. So when they got the shoes, they ended up selling it to this guy, and they got the money. But then Bernice found them and ended up robbing them from the money after she found them. And even before that, Drew was interviewing for this new position at a firm, and she almost got the job until Bernice came, and they were fighting outside, and then they were like, oh yeah, this is not for you anymore. So now they're back to square one. So then they come back to the apartment to find out all their stuff is on the street. Some girl, one of their neighbors comes and is like, oh, this is a good painting. How much do you want for it? So they come up with the idea to start selling the paintings at this gala, and they end up making the money. And basically, the girl who was interviewing Drew, seeing her at the gala, was basically like, you know what, I'll give you another chance. You can start whatever. So she ends up getting the job. So then King Lolo shows up, and Alyssa ends up changing her mind. Like, I don't want to give King Lolo all his money and let's be back, bro. So let's come up with a plan. So they start running, whatever. Basically, they end up calling the cops on King Lolo, and he ends up going to jail for a long time. The apartment ends up catching on fire because Keyshawn came trying to apologize to Alyssa and lit candles, but they end up catching the place on fire. The firefighter people come, and Alyssa's love interest, Maniac, comes. And not Alyssa, Drew's love interest, Maniac, comes and ends up him being a firefighter. They end up getting together. And the film basically ends with, them sipping some martini like they said they were going to do. And I guess they're still alive, and they don't have an apartment, but everything else seems to be going for them. I feel like this was a good movie. It did remind me a lot of Friday, like a female version of Friday, because, a lot of mayhem happened on Friday, too. And I feel like I would want a sequel. I would definitely want a sequel. So this was a really good movie. I definitely recommend you guys watch it for sure. If you want to watch something, with your girls, just watch something to watch. I recommend this movie. It was pretty good. But Alyssa, she was doing too much in my opinion. Alyssa got them in all this trouble, but she did end up getting them out at the end, so that's good. But she ended up getting them a lot of trouble. So that I feel like the movie was good. I rated a 7, 8 out of 10. It was a good movie, and I will see you guys next time for my next movie review.